Haha, yeah! What can I say about a game that the entire goal is to frustrate you? Was I frustrated? Yeah, yes, absolutely. At times, sure. It's a lot like getting over it with Bennett Foddy. I mean, for his game, the tagline was, I created this game for a certain kind of person, to hurt them. And yeah, I can see that mentality being applied here, even if I don't know the developer's true intentions. It's much more for that type of gamer, and the same kind of gamer that enjoyed getting over it. So yes, Jump King is a lot like getting over it, and there's no way I'm getting out of this review without comparing them a little. But it's only spiritually similar. The controls make Jump King much easier to be reproducible. There's no slippage. You have plenty of time to line up your jump and prepare yourself. You're not going to be fighting the controls, but more yourself because the jump is variable. You need to learn it by feeling. Getting over it was much more about making mistakes with the difficult analog controls and overcoming that. Jump King has digital input, so you really need to memorize positioning and jump power. I'm not saying that's easy though, it's definitely not, but after doing a jump 100 times, you do have a much better feeling for it. Anyway, there are only 3 buttons in Jump King: jump, left, and right. Now, as I said, the jump is variable depending on how long you hold it, but there's an upper bounds that once you hit, the game forces you to jump. The more jumps you can set up so they're at that max limit, the better. That way, you only need to memorize your position on the platform, where you need to stand. Remembering and hitting that exact jump power can be difficult. The platforms are spaced in different ways, and the jumping guy can hit his head, which ruins any momentum you think you'll have for the jump. So it's a game about precision, because a little too much jump and you'll fly right over where you need to land. Keep in mind that you can fall all the way back to the start fairly easily. The game doesn't allow you to adjust in air, so it's completely out of your control and no way to make an amazing save. The developer did put some safety along the way, so once you get good enough, falling becomes less. Even so, the higher you go, they definitely wanted to leave the opportunity for you to fall completely. So you get better at calculating the jumps in a way to try and mitigate the fall, but the devs know that you're going to be doing that and created some parts of the level that will just take you all the way down. Side note, the developers saw fit to leave out any music in the game. And for that, I wanted to say thank you so much. While I can imagine Jump King with some 8-bit chip music, I'm glad it's not there. When you're going to be getting frustrated at a game and playing the same part over and over, trying to stick some music in there can be difficult. It can become tedious to listen to. I mean, there's so many games I've played now where the music is just droning on in the background, and I can't believe they put it in there. So the subtle sounds of nature that they have included are awesome, a little soothing at times. It can fade in and out of the background as I play without interfering with my concentration. Overall, Jump King is good at setting out what it wanted to do. Be a difficult game that will hurt you if you let it. It's time to be honest with you, the viewers. I played for only about half an hour, and I got to what seems to be about the second section. Jump King is pretty difficult for me to sit down and play. It's the same problem I have with other games like it. I'm not the guy that gets mad at video games like I used to when I was younger, but I'm not a Zen master either. If I lose a ton of progress, I mean, it makes me not want to continue playing. However, I can tell that Jump King is good and will find the player base that likes it. Anyone who enjoyed getting over it needs to play Jump King. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe for even more indie game reviews that are coming at you in the future.